So we want to answer some few questions that students ask concerning ICAG and ACCA and how you can put yourself in the position to really become a chartered accountant if you want to. The first question that I have here today is this, and it says, can someone who studied banking and finance become a chartered accountant? Yes, you can become a chartered accountant. It doesn't matter the field of study you are coming from. You can you can be a medical doctor, you can be a lawyer, you can be whatever it is that you have studied in the past. You can still become a chartered accountant if you want to. The only thing that is going to happen is that certainly you're going to be starting from level 1. And in some cases, it depends. You may get subject for subject exemption if you are coming in. So for instance, maybe you are a lawyer coming in, you may get subject for subject exemption for, like, say, maybe business law. You wouldn't have to write business law again if there is your transcript shows that you've studied something in business law. Or maybe you did banking and finance. It depends. You may get subject for subject exemption depending on your transcript. So yes, it doesn't matter your field of study, where you are coming from, you can still become a chartered accountant irrespective of what you have studied in the past. Now, then the follow-up question people ask is, hey, Nhyira, then it's going to be difficult for me, right? Because I've studied banking and finance, I've studied medicine, I have studied law, and now I want to become a chartered accountant. Is it going to be difficult? I wouldn't say it's going to be difficult because each profession has its own challenges that you have to know about, right? So just like how what you have studied already, medicine, finance, or whatever it is that you have studied previously has its own challenges. But then you were able to understand the fundamental principles and then boom, 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 you took yourself to the next level. The same thing is accounting. If you're going to be coming in from other fields like that, it means that you need to make sure you get your fundamentals right. That's all. Because you need to understand the fundamental principles. You must be strong on your double entry principles. You must be strong on the basic accounting concepts and principles that you must understand. Once you are strong in your basic accounting concepts and principles, boom, you can take it off at the end of the day. So it doesn't matter. Once you get your principles, your fundamental principles right, you'll be able to comfortably finish and become a chartered accountant at the end of the day. Will it take you longer? No. It's all about studying. It's all about getting the right mentorship. It's all about getting the right guidelines. You can do it in record time and become a chartered accountant as soon as possible in respect of that. So it doesn't matter what you have studied in the past. You can still become a chartered accountant. With the right mentorship, with the right guidelines, you can do it in record time. Then another question I have here is this. I am thinking of doing ACCA instead of CA. Is it okay? I'm thinking of doing ACCA instead of CA. Is it okay? Now, ACCA and CA, you have to understand where you are. ACCA, that is the Association of Certified Chartered Accountants, is a global certification. CA, being a chartered accountant of Ghana, chartered accountant of Zimbabwe, chartered accountant of Nigeria, is a local regulatory requirement or qualification. What does that mean? It means that, yes, the ACCA is a global certification, so it is recognized in many jurisdictions. And so if you have ACCA, you can go to many countries and then it's recognized. You can get a job. But this is one thing you must understand. There are certain roles, certain positions in many countries that your ACCA will not allow you to have those positions. Your ACCA will not allow you to be in those positions or those roles. You have to be a CA of the respective country to be able to have those positions or those roles. So that is what you must understand between the CA and then the ACCA. The ACCA is a globally recognized professional certification. Your CA is a certification that is recognized in your jurisdiction as well as other jurisdiction because it is cutting across board in this day and age. It's also recognized there in respect of that. And so between CA and ACCA, which one would you do or which one do you want to do? Because of how modern the world has become and how many syllables, especially the ICA Ghana syllabus or the ICAN Nigeria syllabus has been structured, you can start with a CA. Okay, so do your CA. It is cheaper, it could be faster. At the end of the day, do your CA. After your CA, if you want to get the ACCA in addition, definitely you get an exemption and boom, you can add the ACCA, give you that global certification or global qualification. But one thing you must understand is this. Yes, if you have the CA and you go to another country, maybe you have CA Ghana, so you're a member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana, and you travel to, say, United Arab Emirates, or you travel to the UK. Yes, your CA is recognized there. There are certain accounting roles you can have. But there are other roles you cannot have them if you are just a CA Ghana. You must be ICAEW, right? Institute of Chartered Accountants, England and Wales, to be able to hold certain positions. So it means that you're going to take your CA Ghana, then you apply to ICAEW, get some exemptions, and then boom, you finish with it. So with where we are now, I will say that for the most part, 90% of the time, you are okay to start with a CA and then do your CA. After that, you want to add the ACCA, boom, you can do it. Alternatively, if you see yourself as somebody who will be working for a lot of multinational companies and there are a lot of opportunities for you to be traveling around the world in various jurisdictions, then maybe starting with the ACCA will be good. But as I said, whether you do the CA first or the ACCA first, at the end of the day, you can just come to the other with the exemptions and then top it up and go away in respect of that. Mostly, the challenge is about finances because the ACCA is going to be in pounds, right? So normally the exchange rates, depending on where you are located, the exchange rate, so it becomes expensive for people. Right? But then if you are doing your local CA, that one you are charged in your local currency. And so most of the time that is going to be cheaper at the end of the day. So that is why I said for 90% of the time, you are better off just starting with your local CA. After that, if you want to do the ACCA, you get some exemption because with your CA, you'll be able to get some job opportunities in your country, and with that you can make some money, and then you can pay for the exemption in pounds and everything, and then add the ACCA to it, get that global certification or qualification in respect of that. So that is my answer to the question. 90% of the time, start with your local CA. It is cheaper, also equally globally recognized. The only thing you must understand is that if you move from your jurisdiction to another jurisdiction, yes, it will be recognized, but there are certain positions you can only have them by doing their local accountancy qualification program in respect of that. And that is applicable whether you are just doing CA or you are doing ACCA at the end of the day. Then another one I have here is, which degree is best for this profession? Technically, having your first degree in accounting or accounting and finance, it's key. And the institute is working. There are many jurisdictions, Ghana, Nigeria, in the UK, who are working with various universities where you have that combined program so that your first degree will, at the end of the day, also give you the CA qualification if structured well at the end of the day. So the degree that will be better, that's best for this, is having your first degree in accounting and finance, or having an MBA in accounting and finance, because MBA in accounting and finance gives you that leverage as well because you've learned some fundamentals there. So it'll help you and push you a little bit forward at the end of the day. So which degree is best for this profession? Accounting and finance. It's good. Okay, accounting and finance. So BSc accounting and finance, BBA accounting and finance, BCom accounting and finance, whatever. MBA accounting and finance, you're good. Are you getting it? You're good in respect of that. Then another concern here is they say it's hard and there is no employment. You see, as I mentioned earlier, is accounting difficult? No. Is law difficult? No. Is medicine difficult? No. Is engineering difficult? No. Why? Because each profession, each field of study has its own languages, has its own understanding. The first thing you must know about is having passion for it, number one. And number two, having the right mentorship. Having passion for it. And then number two, having the right mentorship at the end of the day. Yeah, there are people who started doing law and they abandoned it to go do something else because they felt it's difficult. There are people who started medicine and realized that medicine is difficult for them and they stopped to do something else. There are people who started doing political science and then they stopped and then boom, they went to do something else. There are people who started doing accounting and finance and then stopped and went to do something else. There are people who started doing IT, technology, communication and something, and they stopped to do something else. So is accounting difficult? No. Is engineering difficult? No. No field of study is difficult. Each field of study has its own languages, its own principles, its own nuances that you have to be familiar with. The first thing is you must have passion for it. If you don't have passion for it, the whole thing is going to look strange. It's going to look abstract. It's going to look, it's just going to sound stupid to you because you don't have passion for it. You don't have any interest in it. So if you have the passion, you have the interest, that is 55% of the job done on the overall. Because once you have passion for something, you have interest for something, you'll be interested in learning it. And that will stimulate your brain so that you can learn the languages, the fundamentals. So once you have the passion, you have the interest, then you need a better environment to be able to study, to be mentored, to be guided, so that things will be simplified for you. Because sometimes study materials, teaching environment, the school you decide to go to can make the thing cumbersome. All right, will make the thing to become more challenging for you. And that will not make you to really enjoy it at the end of the day, although you may be passionate about it. So is accounting difficult? No, it is not. Number one, you need to have the passion that you want to be an accountant. You need to have an interest for it. You need to see yourself that, okay, this is something you are going to be using for something else at the end of the day. There should be a higher purpose, a higher calling for why you want to do this. Then number two, you need to make sure that you go to a good school where you are going to be taught, you're going to be mentored in the right way. So that's the first thing you must understand. It's not difficult. It's not hard. You need to be passionate about it. You need to have some interest. Then you need to be rightly mentored. The second thing, they said there is no employment. That's not true. There are a lot of employment opportunities available if you become a chartered accountant, because your qualification as a chartered accountant puts you everywhere. You can work everywhere, in insurance, in banking, financial institutions. Like, you can work everywhere, manufacturing companies, IT firms, because they will need internal auditors. They will need accounts department. They will need people who audit their financial statement. So there is employment everywhere for it. And most importantly, you can even become your own boss. It's one of the areas that you can become your own boss, because once you become a chartered accountant, after doing your membership practice, and you are adopted into membership, you can apply for a license and you'll be licensed and you can have your own accounting firm. So you become a consultant providing services to businesses, right? Demanding or determining how much money you can make at the end of the day. So there is a lot of opportunities for employment, and there's also an opportunity to become your own boss. So is it difficult? No. If you have the passion, you join the right learning environment, you'll be able to have it much easier. Are there employment? Yes. And it is a channel that you can use to also become your own boss in respect of that. Then there is another question here. It says, how do I fall in love with accounting? That's an interesting one. How do you fall in love with accounting? You see, nobody can convince you to do something you don't want to do in the first place. So how do you fall in love with accounting? We need to go back and ask you a number of questions. Why do you want to be an accountant? Why are you studying accounting? If you know why you are studying it, then the why becomes superior for you to fall in love for it, because the why will give you a reason to study it, so you will now fall in love with it and like it naturally. If you see yourself as somebody who wants to help small businesses get their finances right so that they will not be in a position where they will be struggling, they wouldn't be able to, they will be paying a lot of taxes, and you are passionate about helping small businesses so they will keep proper books of accounts and they don't have to pay a lot of taxes to the government and they can make money and become successful. If that is what you are passionate about, then it means the only way you can achieve that is to become a chartered accountant and then dive into taxation in addition to it. So that reason will now give you the passion to fall in love with accounting, because you know that you are learning this because you want to help small business owners. So naturally, that interest will help you to fall in love with accounting. So it doesn't matter what the profession throws at you, you will comfortably go for it. You will comfortably do it. It doesn't matter how many times you have to learn something, you will continue to learn it, to understand it very well, because the higher purpose is that you want to help small business owners so that they can run their businesses well, keep proper books of account, and pay less amount of taxes to the government, and also become successful at the end of the day. So, how do you fall in love with accounting? You fall in love with accounting by asking yourself, why do you want to learn it in the first place? Let that higher purpose inspire you, motivate you, then naturally it will now give you reason to study what you are studying at the end of the day. So it's the same as other professions, right? Someone says law is difficult. Then someone says, hey, the reason I want to be a lawyer is because I have seen a lot of women being taken advantage of in the society. And I want to be the person who will defend, who will stand and support these vulnerable women and get them the justice that they deserve. Okay, that passion, that aspiration, that dream you have now will help you to learn the law easily. So it doesn't matter the cases you have to go through. It doesn't matter the books you have to read, because that passion of making sure that the average woman gets a better life, gets a better judgment at the end of the day, and gets justice for anything that they go through now inspires you to fall in love naturally. So, how do you fall in love with accounting? Why are you learning accounting? Sit down, do the analysis, and let why you are learning the accounting inspire you, and you will fall in love naturally with accounting. So let me hear from you if you have any other questions about accounting, or you are thinking about switching from a profession to accounting, or you are already in accounting, but there are certain things that you don't really understand and you want clarity on. Put it in a comment section for me, and I'll cover it in the next episode as we continue with giving you the blueprints and the tips on how you can become a business leader as soon as possible and become successful. I'll see you on the next one. So if you learned something from this video, remember to like, follow, subscribe, and share the video so that others can also see this. Most importantly, let me hear from you if there are any questions you have, or if you have any topic that you would want me to cover on the next episode, leave it in the comment section. I want to read from you. If you want to enroll as well in our courses to study under my mentorship for your ICA, ACCA, CIMA, or ICAN examination, you can head on to our website, NhyiraPremium.com, or download the Nhyira Premium mobile application on the Google Play Store or the App Store to complete your enrollment. You can also send us a message on WhatsApp or call us 050-114-9296. 050-114-9296. Complete your enrollment today to join our community. Let me hold your hand, provide you with the blueprints that you need with the team here. Let us assist you. This is our mission. This is what we do. This is what we are called for. And we have the resources, the skills, the expertise needed to help you to pass the examination. So visit our website, NhyiraPremium.com, to read more about us. Or better still, download the Nhyira Premium mobile application on the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. You want to get personal? Hit us with a DM or send us a message on WhatsApp 050-114-9296. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.